Chapter 23 is the me I want to be. When we think about our identity, when we think about who we are, we usually think of physical characteristics, the kind of obvious things. We think of our history, where we came from, maybe the different roles we play throughout our lives, at home, at work, the various different interfaces that we have in different groups. But in fact, one of the things that we often don't consider is, what do I want to be standing for? Because that's very important in shaping who we are. And we often forget about that. We all have values. They're there. They're not questionable. They're in us. We just know what they are. And yet we don't always consciously bring them to mind. Our values kind of shape the way that we act, and they kind of turn us into that person that our dog thinks we are, that we all would like to strive to be. If you'd like to do a little experiment with this, take a piece of paper and see if you can write down some adjectives that would describe your preferred way of being, maybe both as a parent and as a person. You might find those are pretty much the same adjectives, but they might be different. There might be a few adverbs in there as well, but that's what we're going for, is some descriptive words to explain our preferred way of being. Like, for example, I'd like to be a caring person, or I'd like to be a consistent parent. So when you've got a little list of those, 3 or 4, 5, really kind of core, important values that have a meaning for you, see if you could take 1 or 2 of them each day in the next few days, and see if you could consciously try to take a couple of steps in the direction of that value, or those values. Just consciously taking them through your day with the intention of acting on them. These don't have to be giant heroic acts. They can be just tiny things that maybe no one else would even notice but you. But see if you can just take a couple of small steps toward being in congruence with the kind of person that you'd like to be, and see what happens. Just see how that goes. See how you feel inside.